This is my 2006 Honda Foreman TRX 500 FM, and the threads on the rear axle have stripped out, so I've got a replacement axle and all the bearings. So I'm gonna switch the axle out. I have to preface all this by saying I'm not much of a mechanic. The mechanical part I can do, the diagnostic part not so much. So I'm going to get started. I've got the bike up on my analog lift here. Use those ramps to drive it up there, and then I've got a ATV jack right here that I'll use to get the rear end off the ground. I've replaced the bearings in the back several times, so that part is pretty familiar to me. Shouldn't have any trouble there, but you can see what my problem is there. Things are pretty wonky. And this side's got the same problem, just not quite as bad. So let me get started getting the wheels off first. Now I've got the left rear wheel off, and I pulled the cotter pin and didn't even have to use this. Well, there we go. Look at that. Nothing. The nut appears to be okay, but not much else. Burred really bad. Well, I got the rear hub off. Now I'm going to dismount the shock right here and take the skid plate off, and then take the shaft housing off right here. And then I guess I'll go around to the other side and start doing the ugly stuff. Again, I'm not a mechanic. Well, I got the brake panel off and found out probably why my brakes aren't working too well. There's mud in there. I don't know how that could happen, but there's another problem I'll undoubtedly have to address. No doubt there'll be brake shoes that are worn out. Hot diggity. Anyway, for John, I couldn't get the brake panel or the brake drum out of the brake panel, so I just took the whole thing off. And now I guess I'll take this other shaft housing off right here and see what that gets me. Whoa, maybe I won't. Whoa, look at that. The splines are a little dinged. Threads on this end are okay. Good deal. Going back together then. I cleaned everything up with brake cleaner here. Now I'm getting ready to reinsert the axle, but before I do, I'm going to coat the splines with anti-seize here, which is something I saw from watching D. Ray Smith's videos on ATV repair. If you want to see a real mechanic at work, watch his videos because they're fantastic. Just much to my regret, he doesn't have one that deals with replacing a Foreman axle. So I'm having to live and learn here. Let me get this back together. The axle went right in. That part was easy. So I'm going to go ahead and rebuild this side just to hold the axle in place, because over here on the other side I still have to get this brake panel apart and do something about the brakes. But it's been a whole lot easier than I thought it would be up to this point. Check back with me later. Well, I got the housing on, and something I just noticed, my axle shaft is lined up real well in the center. The old axle came over in this area over here. I don't know whether it matters, but it makes me feel better anyway. Well, here's where the lack of mechanical knowledge bites. I've got it back together. I've taken everything apart, I think 3 times now. I've even taken the housing off once and the shock absorber and put them back. I've had the bearing in and out 3 times now. Anyway, what's my problem now? Yeah, my problem now is that with the bearing kit they gave me 3 bearings and 3 seals. That one's obviously not it, but the 2 wheel seals are different. And just as sure as the sun rises, I'll put them in backwards and destroy them. So I'm going to wait for Matt to come home and see if he can direct me. I'm on the home stretch. All I got to do is get the brake cables hooked back up and the tires on, and I should be ready to go. We'll see. All right, it's all back together. Matt's going to be the brave one to take down these really sketchy ramps. And so far the wheels are rolling.
No pedal.
Huh?
There's no brake pedal.
Isn't there?
Can you tighten it a little bit?
Yeah. Which one? The foot pedal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, hang on. Try that.
That won't stop you though.
Yeah. Glad they work. You're good.
Good?
Yeah. Well, nothing fell off so far, so it was a successful repair. But, as I said, I'm no mechanic. I'm just a backyard. I'm not even a shade tree mechanic. I'm not sure what I am. Anyway, watch D. Ray Smith's videos if you want to see a real mechanic. Got real good videos. They're easy to watch and easy to understand. Thanks for watching this. Back together. Running. I don't hear any clunks, bangs.